So we'll start with the introduction of Essbase Outline. There was a small topic left yesterday. I'm going to cover that first. We've seen how to configure Essbase server with Essbase administration services in single server environment. I'm going to simulate one step ahead, one step further, and we talk about cross version environment. I've got two Essbase server. In VMware, I got one server called Hyperion Essbase 931, and I've got a server in Windows 2003. I've got server 11113. So Hyperion, Essbase is capable enough to work in cross version environment. Also, we'll see in this example, Essbase server 11113 is going to be monitor or administration from. There's one system. There are two logical computers, one physical. One is VMware, which is 931, and another one I'm going to talk about in Windows 2003. So I've got two versions of Hyperion Essbase. One is running in my local machine, Hyperion Essbase. One is running in my local machine called Amit PC or localhost, and another Essbase server running in VMware. This is another is 931. This is 931 version, and this one is 11113. So in 931 version, if you see, I've got two Essbase server, one for localhost for 931 version and another one for 11113. Now look at this. From one administration services, I can administer two different servers. This one is 11113 and this one is 931. This is the same as we have over here. Same application. So 11113 as this server, it is being administrator from administration services 931. That's for administration of multiple Essbase server from common platform. This is what the industry needs these days, migration, somebody should know, migration, upgradation of the product and all. So how did I do that? It was pretty easy. Right click, add server, name of the server or the IP address. In my example, I just took the name of the server. I could have taken the IP address also, username, password and confirm password. As it is already added, it will not add in my case. So just a one step ahead. Okay, now let's see the first step of creating Essbase application is creating an outline. What we did yesterday, let's quickly recapitulate. Yesterday we create Essbase application. And then we create Essbase cube database. And we look into the various properties. What are the file structure for Essbase? What files are gets created automatically when you create Essbase database? Now next to this, we'll talk about in detail creating Essbase outline. Now you will compare with this. Creating an Essbase outline is like in relational database context is like you create table in RDBMS. When you create table, you specify column name, column type, name, type, check constraint, integrity constraint, primary key, foreign key. All the things we specify. Similarly, when we work on Essbase, we need to specify some property of it. What are the properties? So what we are going to look today, we have already done creating database, done creating building dimension library. This is what we are going to see today. First, let's discuss what is the outline. Outline is skeleton is the structure of your Essbase. If you open any application, let's start with sample basic. It's a nice cube to start with outline. When you start the outline, you have some sort of window over here, which has got various dimensions. Now, how does this dimension comes into picture? I shown you yesterday also, we need to derive this from the business requirement. The one way could be your reports, another way could be you can see the metadata. Let's see one example of how do you derive them. One simple example. Okay, one way you can take it from reports. Another way, let it open it pretty big. From data source. Okay, so if you look at any report, you can find the dimension over there, structure and the dimension. Like from this report, from this report we can identify what dimension, employee information, year, number of employees are hired each year, and total number of employees. Similarly, if you look different kind of expenditures. So dimension information, if you look at each report carefully, we can identify the information about the dimension and the hierarchy. One more simple example I have got. Suppose this is the reporting requirement business has shared across with me. How can I dig out the dimension information from here or the hierarchy? Now if you look at carefully, there is a hierarchy hidden. How the hierarchy? This is the hierarchy. In the example, I've got hierarchy called business revenue. Under this, I've got expenses. Under this, I've got two kind of expenses, variable cost and then another is fixed cost. Under variable cost also, I've got members like, these are the members, material and supply, labor excluding cost. So you see, the structure of the dimension, it comes from your requirement document. These are the example of requirement document. When you gather them, you would have complete structure. This look like a hierarchy or tree. It's a tree kind of structure. So what is outline? Outline is a tree structure for the dimension hierarchy.